This place is such a core memory for me. To go to school via my pool car near the nursery building of our school. Basically, there was this Arambagh outlet, and we would go there often after like school hours. Sometimes the driver of our pool car, he'd buy us stuff, like on certain occasions and shit. And yeah, it's a very like core memory because we used to be very young back then. Of course, no shit, Sherlock, but like you get the point. And I just saw this, and I was like, wait, I need to go in. I'm on a solo date right now, on a long ass walk. We'll see what we can do. This is my fit, by the way. Hold on. Yay. We'll keep you all updated. Okay, bye. Next update. Very cute coincidence. Because there is this Mandir, Bharat Mata Mandir. And I was like, I've always seen it while I was like on my way, but I never really went into the temple itself. So I was like, okay, why not go there? And also lighting, very pretty. I was just observing everything there, and there's this one prompt where choose any random object and then you assign it a story, like why is it there. I was thinking like what to write, and I found a very beautiful analogy. Basically, you know how temples have those trays, it's filled with sand usually, and you can stick the candles and incense sticks. I came up with the story that basically take a table, but it has a tray on top of it, like hollow, and it has sand in it. And I called her the Eternal Mother because she herself is barren, right? So she can't really conceive herself, but she provides a home, like a metaphorical and literal home, of course, literal home for orphans. Oh, nice. There's a, what do you call this? A park here. Nice. She provides, and I wish we had more third spaces. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. So she's an eternal mother because she can't bear her own children, but she gives lives. She spends the life till when the children are alive. That is candles. I mean, alive in the sense, I kind of took it as a relative thing because candles, they die out pretty quick compared to the steel tray. Because of course it will only like maybe corrode if it's out for a few years or two, or maybe if rains or something like that. You get the gist. So that I kind of considered it as her being able to be there for the kids, and she just sees them grow up, and like not grow up exactly, but like since candles don't grow, what they do is slowly but eventually they do die out. So she witnesses it all, and she still chooses to be there for them, even though that's a lot of pain. Like imagine you get to live forever, but all the people you love, they kind of die in front of you pretty much. But she still chooses that because she knows that the lives, for her, what life feels, it feels almost the same, except it's short. Even though her pain is way more prolonged, she still perseveres because she wants the kids to have a life that's stable metaphor. Stable because he provides the base for the candles to stand, right? The candle can't stand by itself, so she provides them the breeding ground to actually spend the rest of her life. So even if she isn't herself giving birth, I'm gonna sit on this log, to any child, even though she's not fertile, she does give life to people, to the kids. Yeah, that was my humanizing random object. That felt very nice. I met a friend from my previous gym. Well, I call her friend, but she's my didi. It was very funny because both of us went in because even though we had seen the temple, and it was a very nice coincidence that we met. And she couldn't recognize me at first because I look like this, but she recognized me from hands and whatever I wear. It was a nice interaction. I wished her Happy New Year. She wished me back as well. Yeah, that was that. I think what's the time? 8:30. I'll walk a little bit more, and I journaled, by the way, so that'll be there. Another very nostalgic place for me. I'd be like, Rajpana, what's so special about Shulekha More? I have spent a fair amount of my school life traveling via this route. My maths tutor, she used to teach in 3rd Street. She still does, which is such a blessing. I was there from, I think, class 6 or 7 till the end of high school. So pretty much a big chunk of my school, high school at least, I spent there. Canon event for me, okay? Like the whole few years I spent there studying, of course, and like with the people I met was very fundamental to who I am today, because she really helped me when I was pretty much suffering. Around the time where I got diagnosed for the first time and medications were on, I could not stay awake. I slept for like 40 to 15 hours every day and stuff. Yeah, a lot of brain fog, as you can imagine, because the medication, the power was pretty fucking high, and that really fucks with your pretty much everything, cognitive abilities and all that shit. But the reason this place is very important to me is because many of my tuitions, not just my maths tutor, but biology, physics, chemistry. Yeah, so like basically 4 subjects I studied for the majority of my high school, but on this, and all the tuitions were on this route. A lot of memories here as well. The only reason my Hindi is sort of decent and people can't tell from my Hindi that I am Bengali. That's such a mindfuck sentence anyway. I think the reason is because my maths tutor, she's from Oriya, right? And she could understand Bengali, but she could not speak it that fluently. So of course we adjusted accordingly, and we got used to practicing talking in Hindi. So वो एक चीज़ था that, see, I cannot talk without incorporating all the 3 fucking languages, which is very annoying. But like if you talk to me in Hindi, I will sound normal. Almost. I'm not the best, okay? I'm not claiming anything. Yeah, but like at the same time, I've heard from people that mera Hindi is decent enough, intelligible. Apparently, Bengalis का एक अलग accent होता है when they're talking in Hindi. मुझे नहीं है वो वाला. I don't have that. So that's that. Also a very fundamental thing about me, I think. Most of the tutors very, very near and dear to, especially my maths tutor. She had played a very crucial role in high school life. Whatever I had of it, I somehow managed though, which I'm not surprised. I always do manage, but at the same time, truly grateful that I had these people who were there to just hold me, even though I was kind of falling apart and stuff. I'm feeling very nostalgic the whole day. I'm so glad I came out for a solo date of sorts. Because a certain someone cancelled on me last minute. It's okay. I don't blame you. I'll see you tomorrow, Rata, at the gym. Yeah, happy New Year to everybody. I hope every year you get more memories to make. Don't leave regrets, especially for things that you have done, because I'd rather want a person to at least learn the lesson to a certain extent. Of course, don't fucking die. And doing it and regretting it is better than not doing it and regretting it. You feel me? Yeah, that's my philosophy. That was a very fulfilling little walk I had. It's almost 9, so perfect. I'll be home by, I hope, 9:30, and I'll be posting this soon.
Okay, bye. Bye.